If I wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you to make a list of smartphones, good smartphones, in that list I will surely find the iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, Huawei, Xiaomi, etc. But you'll eventually omit one, LG. So let's talk about this because this is Kipinsider. There was a time when LG was the second best Android smartphones after Samsung, but this didn't last long. One of the biggest issues that LG had to face was the bootloop issue found on the LG G4 and the V20. But hold on, LG is not the only smartphone manufacturer that had to face issues like that. If you can remember, Apple with their iPhone 4 has this problem where if you cover the antenna with your finger while using the phone, you can forget about receiving any signal from your carrier, and that was a big issue because the phone was small and it was easy to wrap your fingers around it. Also, the iPhone 6 was as soft as a chewing gum. If you sat on it, it would bend like crazy, or you could even bend it with your bare fingers. Samsung on the other hand had this problem. Okay, if you just think about TouchWiz wasn't a problem, TouchWiz was the problem. And don't forget about the battery problems with the Note 7.
Hello?
How did they get away with these problems? Well, they actually sat down and said, well, you know what? We are going to fix things up. Okay, Apple maybe did some things like,
this is the first phone that we've called Pro. And for us, that means it's a device that pros can count on to get their work done. It's made of a surgical-grade stainless steel. It has a beautiful new matte textured finish. It's a new OLED panel.
LG on the other hand, there are some people who tried to reach out to LG, but they declined to make any comments pending any investigation of any reports. Without an official response, it's tough to know if their following device will face the same fate, and that is the best thing to do if you want to cripple your next to be launched smartphones. And what about now then? I've used two LG smartphones for the past 2 years, the G6 and the G7, thank you, and I didn't encounter any problem using them. The G6 wasn't perfect. The processor shipped inside was the Snapdragon 821 instead of the 835 that other smartphones released the same year. We're using an image retention issue. It was noticeable at first, but once you notice it, it becomes second nature to hunt those ghost images down. But in the real world utilization, the smartphone was fast enough to handle everything thrown at it. The only times I felt that the other phones were noticeably faster was when loading Snapchat or playing PUBG. The G7 is a more complete smartphone with better cameras, better design, the notch, and much better haptic feedback. But other than that, in the real world, it wasn't that big of an upgrade. Okay, it was cool, the boombox, better customization when recording videos, HDR10, better stabilization. The only downside is why in the G6 when I was recording a video I could switch from the primary wide angle camera to the super wide angle, but in the G7, in my opinion, the two problems with LG are the following. They are playing catch up instead of coming with something that's innovative and useful. And yeah, their software support. With the latter, I feel that I can live with it, but hear me out. In the past, when LG came out with something, this feature was tied to the company. If you said knock code, second screen, dual camera, people would eventually think about LG. But in today's world, it's kinda difficult to come up with something great, cool, and useful. If I say screen, you will see Samsung, but also OnePlus, iPhone, Huawei. If I say camera, it's the Pixel, but also the iPhone, Samsung, and also Huawei. And while LG is behind them for at least a year in terms of technological progress, they are still playing catch up and spending time with features that people won't be using instead of improving and marketing what is already working. For the software update, Samsung was the slow one, but now, with a month after a major update, you can accept, okay, not a month, you can accept to have it if your smartphone is not too old. Let's take the example of Android Pie. It was released on August 6 of 2019. In 4 months later, it was available for the Galaxy S9. The G7 received it only in March 2019. Sure, these are relatively old phones. The newer ones already have Android 10 available, and that's the problem. People right now aren't willing to buy a new phone every time a new phone is released. People keep their phone for longer now, and if you remove the software support for them that fast, Apple will always have the last bite. Oh hey, if you made it this far, you might as well smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to receive any notification when I upload a new video. That was Kensley for Kipinsider. I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.